Welcome back to my developer commentary series. In this series I will play my own games and comment on them, give you insights about development, what I was thinking, and so on. As you can see, we have very low health, so that's a bit of a problem. I use reshade to make the graphics pop a little bit more, have a bit of lens flare going on, but unfortunately I'm running the game at half resolution, so some of the graphics look a bit washed out. Which is really sad because I put a lot of efforts into the textures, everything is retextured, custom textured. But well, it is what it is.
Excellent work, 27. You made it further than anyone here expected. The feedback from your neural link will be used as training simulations for generations to come.
I also do the main voice acting in the game, so I hope it translates when I comment on the game and when it's in-game audio, but I think it's, given the volume difference, that it works out. Kind of proud at how rusty and worn out everything looks. I think I mentioned that last video, but gotta reiterate. I think it's good when you're happy with your own creations in some points. I mean, this game has a lot of issues, but some things it does right. And it's kind of tense when you're this low and on health. Ah, finally. This level is a puzzle level to break up the gameplay a bit. I think it's a bit jarring when your game is just wall-to-wall shooting non-stop. So trying to having these levels of respite with a lot of detail added to them. Bit of artwork to look at. Kind of breaks up the gameplay, makes it more interesting. Ah, gruesome.
This is the filtration unit. We are patching you through to our chief engineer, Hello.
Hello? Yes, right, okay. I'm receiving visuals now. Unit number 27, this is Richard Jones, Central Command Chief Engineer. Right, let's see what we're dealing with. Oh, I see. One of the filtration coils is missing, of course. It must have been recalibrated just prior to the Ragnar attacks and, well, never reinstalled. It should still be in the main control room. All you have to do is find the coil, bring it back here and reinstall it. Then you need to reboot the system. Easy as pie. That is, if the coil is still there and it's not damaged. Well, good luck to you, 27. From all of us, I mean.
Understood, Command. Find the coil, reinstall it, and reboot the system. I am on it.
That was voice acting by Avenging Eagle, Scott Tanner, who was the technician, and by Ray Buxy, who did the unit number 27 voices. Thanks you guys for being a part of this game, really appreciate it, and it turned out really well, I think.
Good work, 27. With the radiation filtered from the node, you can now make your way through to the laboratory complex. You will have to head through the courtyards. I'm sorry, 27, but this area is crawling with the enemy.
Little detail I added is that you can see liquid that is now in these cylinders that wasn't there previously. Just to make everything more dynamic a bit. This level is going to be a bit more challenging, so I need to concentrate. Otherwise I will fail at my own game again, like last video.
You are approaching the courtyards.
Interrupt me.
You will have to fight your way through to the laboratories.
Just a little something I wanted to mention is I play a lot of hobbyist indie games and all the voices are done by text-to-speech. And that never quite sounds right. I mean, it's getting a lot better, so this statement might not age very well, but I personally think it's a lot more fun for the player and for making the game if you just ask friends, community members to do a few of your lines. It's just more fun to do, and it's simply also more fun to play if there are real voices, people trying to act. Makes everything seem a bit more alive, in my opinion at least. Now we're in the courtyards, which is a very large outer level. This is only possible because I'm using an earlier version of Black Ice mod, so I have a bit more memory to work with. And I'm honestly pretty happy with how everything here turned out. Damn it. Just trying to have everything going that I can, breaking windows, having the enemies kind of utilize the environment to fight you. This goes probably unnoticed by most modern gamers, but if this thing came out in 2001, it would actually hold up, I think. Ah, yes. This rig I'm also really happy with because it's a projectile weapon. And it's something I never had in any other FPS creator game I made. As I said, trying to utilize every feature that I can. Also when making these games I'm trying to have a lot of signs and props that are in-universe, generally reinforcing the idea that this might be a real place in a way. I know I'm not fooling anybody, but it adds to the atmosphere in my opinion. First game I ever released had a jumping puzzle like this, but it was a lot more difficult, so 90% of the players never managed. Big design mistake. But that was back in like 2007, 2008. Oh, and here we have him
Still
again.
alive. I must say, I'm impressed by your progress.
Yeah, I was simply trying to add a human element to the game, that you encounter NPCs that you can talk to. Well, it is what it is. For an FPS creator game it kind of works, but for a general indie game, for a general audience, this is really, really janky. And I'm stuck. Great. And I'm unstuck. Also great. So, that was kinda cool. Ah, the enemy eye does not see. I'm also pretty happy with how the sound design for this weapon turned out. Oh, I need to restart the game. Another element of the memory issues of FPS Creator is, at some point, the enemy AI will stop reacting to you. It's really unfortunate that this happened during a video of mine, but I guess you can't say that I'm trying to sugarcoat and present my games as something they are not. Warts and all, I guess. Next level, the AI will be operational again. Such is life. I also think that this is one of the prettiest levels I ever made in FPS Creator. In case you didn't know.
Work 27.
And I'm being interrupted
Some of the
again.
best surgery I have ever seen.
In case you didn't know, this game is also the last FPS Creator game I will ever make. Final project. And I think it's a good send-off. So I've been trying to use a lot of features I haven't used before. But yes, this is a good place to end it, I think. Despite the obvious flaws of the project. Can I shoot him out of the window? I can't. Well, this has been awkward. Let's hope the next level will work better. When I design my levels, I always have the player go through a lot of these maintenance areas. You probably noticed that you go through a lot of ventilation shafts. That is because I kind of try to make it believable in a way that if you assault this facility overrun by enemies, that they don't always know where you are, where you're going to pop up. so they can't convene on you and can't box you in like a hallway. Did you kind of this unpredictable element that is somewhere in the facility. Like, I know that most players don't think about that, but some do, so I hope you know what I'm trying to say. Using the ragdolls for these enemies was a good idea. Aqua Tourette. I guess I made this retexture like in 2007 or something. 2008 maybe, I don't know. But it's still being used, there you see. As I said, I tried to make the facility seem like it has been lived in. Oh, and these things up here? Those are paintings of mine. That one too. That one is not. I mean, I guess you can tell by the difference of quality, but I think mine also work with the aesthetic of the game. And here he is! Bit of a light effect placed here, not perfectly, but it's there. As I said, this is my last FPS creator game, so I tried to use all the effects that I had, that I always wanted to use but never got around to. I at least feel that the action aspect of the game worked out relatively well. A lot of the props in this level are handmade. Oh, he kinda glitched out. But better to have one enemy glitch out than the entire level like earlier.
I regret to inform you the second wave of invaders have started to deploy ground troops on a massive scale all over Russia. Our last resort is the nuclear option. We will bury the Spectrum node knowing that it can run autonomously for at least half a decade. We hope to be able to excavate it. We have to leave you behind, 27. I am sorry.
Understood, Command. This is what I was bred for. I will complete the mission regardless of outcome.
We know you will, 27. It all depends on you now.
At this point the player is informed that even if he succeeds, and he has to succeed, that the place will be nuked and that he will not survive, but given that he's a combat clone, he accepts this willingly. A bit of the background story. And the enemies have decided to glitch out again, but it is what it is, I guess. As you can notice, there is a reason why I don't make FPS creator games anymore. Well, for those still watching, thanks for being along for the ride. I really appreciate it. I mean, I could try to restart this, try to get the enemy AI to reboot, but this is what the game ends up being, and I guess I'm showcasing it. C'est la vie, as the French say. Oh, I need to open the door. Ah, they still have collision, damn it. This video failed so hard, it's kind of amusing actually. How do I open that door? That's the question. Damn it, move it. Oh, through here.
We almost reached the laboratories. If we only had a few dozen more clones like you, perhaps this war would have had a different outcome.
Excuse me.